Hello everyone, this is Keith George, and this is going to be a quick walkthrough on how to create a course cover graphic for a Canvas course, just to give your course a little bit more of a visual appeal. So as you can see, I am in just a demo course that I have set up in Canvas, and if I go down to settings, you'll see that there is a place to choose an image for your course image. And it's actually very simple to add the image. You just click on it and then you'll browse to your computer and find it. But what we're going to do is actually create one. So I'm going to pay attention to this little note right here. The best size for the images is 262 pixels wide by 146 pixels tall. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to jump over to another product, and this is where it gets a little confusing with the names. To create my Canvas cover graphic, I'm going to use a site called Canva with no S at the end, www.canva.com. And this is an all-purpose, great little graphic creation platform. It's free to use, and you can create all kinds of graphics. You can see I have many different graphics that I've created. And you can actually import pictures and things like that. So let's show you how to do that real quick. So first off, we're going to use custom dimensions over here. And we're going to do over here on the top right. And we're going to do our 262 by 146. And click Design. And it's going to open up a template for us that is that size. Now, obviously, it looks very large. The zoom down here in the bottom right, I can change that to make it a little bit easier. You can select one of these layouts if you're trying to get a particular look, but for us, we're probably just going to keep it with just a plain layout. So what we can do is we can go into Elements, and we can find a variety of things that we can import. So let's take a look at free photos first. And let's imagine that the course we were teaching this time was, let's say, biology. And if I type biology, I'm going to come up with a number of pictures. And usually you'll come across a few that are free. And just so happens that I don't see any general ones that are free. But let's say we wanted to use this picture. I drag it over. I do a little resizing, and since this is bigger than my canvas, you can see that I can drag farther than the size of my canvas, and it will automatically crop, but that's going to give me a really nice image. Now, obviously, the watermark of Canva and the cross lines is not going to show up once we have purchased the graphic, and this particular one is $1. So you can keep looking for free ones. You can also upload. If you look over here on the bottom left, you can upload your own graphic if you have one. Find one that's copyright free on the internet, whatever your source is. But I'm just going to go through the motions of showing you this. So there's our graphic. That's going to look really nice for our biology course. And then let's add some text. So I'm going to click on text. And I could go pretty simple and just add a heading. Or there are several free text layouts that I could use here. So I can drag that over, adjust the size, and I'm going to put this so it's down here in the corner. Once I've got it situated where I want, double click, Biology 101. And that white doesn't show up too well, so I'm going to select that text, come up here to the top, click on the pick a color, and we'll make it, how does this gray show up? That's not going to show up much either. So we'll go with basic black. But notice when I change the text color, because my graphic includes these white lines, those lines didn't change. So if I click the graphic again, and the whole thing is selected, you'll notice a color wheel. Because it's white, it's actually hard to see right here, but here's a pick a color icon right there. I can put that in, raise that up just a tad so that We can see both of those lines. And if I was happy with this, I could just go on with that. Let's see if we put it up here, if it's a little bit more visible. You know what? This is going to be tough to see. So here's a trick, and I'm not sure that I would end up using this, but I'm going to go over here to Elements, and I'm going to close Pictures down and go to Shapes. I'll go to a square. I'm going to change the size of that, because what I could always do is change the size so that it matches. And notice that I can't see because it's behind it, so I'm going to select the white rectangle, come over here to the top right, click Arrange, and send it to the back. Now that's together. And if I drag this up and drag that behind it, looks like my rectangle needs to be just a tad bigger. Just get these aligned like I want them. And now I've created I'm going to group those two things together. You notice I clicked on both of them. Now they're grouped. Now I can move it together. And also if I resize it, it stays together. So that's a nice little graphic. I've got my course name there. Now if I go to Share, it's actually going to let me share this design if I needed to share it with someone, but I can also download it. PNG is recommended. We don't need to worry about a transparent background. I'll click Download. It prepares the design. In my particular instance, since I use a paid graphic, it wants me to pay for that graphic. So just for this video, this nice little graphic has downloaded. And now what I can do is jump back to my Canvas course, browse my computer, find my graphic. It'll be in my Downloads folder first. Click Open. And now my course has a graphic. And the one thing I do want to point out when you're doing your courses here is if you go back to your dashboard now, you'll notice that the graphic is there, but it's got this green shade over it. And that's because, and I'm not sure why they do this, but all Canvas courses in the dashboards have a color with them. So you can kind of go through and change the color. Some of them will look better than others. But what you can do is, if you notice here, you can't not have a color. But white is 6 Fs. So I could go in here. Oops. And do 6 Fs. Apply that, and it's going to be white, and it will be a little bit easier to read. But there's no way to completely remove that color. That's just I guess, a feature for them of Canvas. So again, to get a Canvas cover picture, you simply, in your course, go to Settings, and click on where it says Upload Image, or if you already have an image, you can change it. And if you want to design an original one tool that you can use is Canva, Canva.com, to create your own cover graphics for Canvas courses. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this little presentation, and I hope that you will add some graphics to your Canvas courses to make them more appealing for your students. Thank you very much.